Okay guys, now we're going to a takedown series covering a few different, more like intermediate to advanced takedowns. Okay, we're going to cover an arm drag, cover different single leg variations too. But we're going to start off with an arm drag that we're going to work. My favorite arm drag, the inside trip series. So with my partner, we talk about stance and motion. We're going to work to get a 2-on-1, similar to when we're hand fighting. Okay, I'm going to get my 2-on-1, isolating her wrist. In this stance, I typically like to hit this arm drag in either position. So either her lead leg is coming towards me or her lead leg is back. It makes no difference. I might just have to take a bigger step. From this position here, I have my 2-on-1 I'm dragging here. I'm just going to look as she either looks to reach or pull back to shoot my outside hand as deep as I can into the armpit. For this specific arm drag inside trip, you can close a lot of distance as long as you feel comfortable taking a lunging step in and almost sitting into a stretch position. So from my 2-on-1 position, as I pull on my partner and she starts pulling back, I'm then going to look to go nice and deep into the armpit and cup. I'm then going to release the wrist and take a big lunging step in with my lead leg. As I do that, similar to our inside trip, I want to come down to my knee. So I'm going to pull, drag this across, take a lunging step in. As I lunge into her, I want to try to keep my head glued to the hip and then release the hand that's on the armpit, come around the hip. Other hand's going to cup and cover the leg. In this position here, as you can see, you're in a very safe position where your neck is not exposed because you're blocking the arm. You just don't want to leave your head hanging out. You want to keep it trapped. You're also keeping your other hand on the waist to give you some coverage and safety as well, okay? This hand's also going to help cup, and look at how I am in that stretching position I was talking about. My hips are to the mat, I'm driving forward, trapping, and tripping the leg. From here, I cup, and I cover. Once I land, I always like to drive my hips forward. Notice I always throw my legs up to make sure my hips are coming forward, and then we finish probably in a half guard position. Now, it's important once again to remember when you're doing this is a hard takedown to drill slow. You have to have a really good training partner and you have to be willing to drill this with somebody who understands the positioning they're getting into. Because you could potentially hurt your knee, compromise your partner's leg, you need to do this one very, very slow. And as I talk about with drilling and having a good training partner, it's about giving a good reaction, a good feel. You don't want somebody who's too stiff and too tight, especially when you're practicing takedowns because of the risk of hitting each other, clashing heads, or hurting each other, okay? So when you're drilling, give your partner a good reaction without being what we call limp noodle, falling over, but at the same time not being so stiff and firm that you can't move your partner at all. So it's gonna take time to practice this, but once you understand this motion, you can do this takedown very fast as we're about to show you now. So more from a real speed scenario. Sophia's gonna give me the lead leg now, back to our first position. I get my 2-on-1, I'm fighting. She's pulling back on me a little bit. I'm then gonna drag and shoot myself straight into her like a slingshot. So I'm pulling here, I drag and I shoot. Get my takedown. Again, from another angle. I'm pulling hard on Sophia. I'm pulling. I look for my opening. And again, I drag and I shoot straight in. Another angle. I drag and I shoot straight in. I'm pulling, I drag and I shoot straight in. This time Sophia's going to switch her stance. I'm going for that rear leg. So I'll take a bigger step with my rear leg. I pull, I can't get to her, step, and I shoot straight in. I pull, and I take a big step, and I shoot straight in. All right, guys, so that's our arm drag from our 2-on-1 or inside trip arm drag.